Real quick, these are last year's Hall of Fame inductees. The first ever class. It's quite an honor to get put in the first one. We got Bob Hoffmeister, Craig Wise, Bruce Dana, and they represent Abe Lincoln. Is the Lincoln family and everybody else here right here. Jim Rosno's on the end, and the rest of the Lincoln family is sitting up here. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll have as we introduce the Hall of Fame members, we'll have them come up, they get their trophies, give them a minute to kind of talk about back in the day, then they'll sit down and take a picture here. But the first one I'd like to invite to come up front would be the family of Frank Scdoris. Frank Scdoris was nominated in the promoter category. He's unable to be here tonight just because of he's Alzheimer's and he's homebound to his old folks home. But if you want to shake these guys' hand real quick and they can introduce you. But if they want to come out here and accept your trophy on behalf of Frank, and if you guys want to speak a little bit.
How's everybody doing tonight? Anyway, Frank Scdoris couldn't be here tonight. He's suffering from Alzheimer's, so he wasn't able to be here tonight. So I came to talk to Mike. Grandpa started racing back in 1963, and raced under many names, like I was trying to say earlier. He actually quit racing after about 5 or 6 years, I think in 68 or 69, and became an official. Started flagging circle track races as a well-known official at Midwest Speedway back in Lincoln, Nebraska. He's also officiated at Eagle Raceway. Most of you guys would know him back here, the figure eights and the demo derbies. I know that he did Osceola all the way up to, I believe, 2001. In his career, in one season, he flagged over 100 demos, all the way through Lincoln, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, South Dakota, Iowa, Kansas, a little bit of extra. But anyway, summing up, I'd like to thank everybody that helped vote for Grandpa to make it into the Hall of Fame, and everybody else here that helped put this on.
Let's give it for family Frank Scdoris. Thank you much. All right, the next category we'll go into will be the figure eight. And this year, the first one I'd like to invite up here would be Travis Boden.
Yeah, I guess so. This is really nice, really nice. I'd like to thank Dave Bryant for nominating me. Yeah, later. I'll have a booth set up, so. But I guess I didn't do this real long because I got in trouble by drinking like everybody else is here. So I had to quit figure eighting for a while. I went back to derbying. Then I quit derbying for a little while, and then. But I thank my wife for still being there for me. Who knows why? So, anyways, I don't have much else. I'm glad you guys set this up. Good thing.
Let's give it up for Travis. Thank you very much. Welcome to Hall of Fame. The next member I'd like to invite up here would be Creighton Demuth.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mike Wise for nominating me. I remember sitting up in the grandstands at York County Fair when I was 15, watching him out there racing, thinking, how does this work? You know, I'd like to do that. So next year I went out and knocked on Dan Alt's door, 16 years old, had no clue about any cars or nothing. I talked him into selling me a 76 Impala and got started on this thing. And 11 summers later, here I am, I guess. It's been a fun ride, and met a lot of great people and had a lot of good times, and got to thank a lot of people helping me along the way. Josh Givens and brother Colin and the whole Balmer crew. It's been about 7-10 of us that have a good time doing this. So it wasn't just me. I mean, I just drove a lot of races, but had a lot of help along the way. Other than that, I'd just like to thank everybody for voting me, and maybe this means I'm retired now. We'll see. So.
Well, thank you, Crane. We hope you're not retired. All right, we'll go to the Derby side. The first one I'd like to invite up would be Dayle Turner. Congratulations, welcome to all.
Wow. Just kind of like being a girl going to church we ain't supposed to be there, you know. First of all, I want to thank the Demolition Derby Association for nominating me to get me in here, and all the voters that voted for me. Back in my day, when I was running Demolition Derby, we had nothing but skin up front. You had to protect the front, back all the cars up. Never could go forward. Never had a shot. Anybody want to answer my phone? I wonder who that is.
It's probably a Nightline.
You're right. It is Nightline. But anyway, my boys are in Demolition Derby now. Me and them didn't get along very good at the beginning. I was pretty hard on them, trying to teach them how to drive the sport. Got to a point one time, they didn't want me to go with them anymore. I told them one thing. I said, you win the championship, I'll never say another word to you again. Well, the next following race, Josh won his first championship, and that was in Hastings, Nebraska. And then shortly after that, Shaddy won his first championship. That was up in Bloomington. And I never ever said anything to him ever again. Just helped him in the pits. But I enjoyed Demolition Derby. It's a lot of fun. Anybody wanted to get into it, I advise it. Can't go wrong. But thank you, and thanks for all the memories.
Thank you, Dayle. Dayle, you can sit down here for a picture. Next, I'd like to invite up Harlan Shope.
Congratulations.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for voting me, and I'd like to thank my wife and my daughters. And my pit crew, both my pit crew are dead now, but it wouldn't have been for them, I wouldn't be here. That's about all I have to say.
Thank you, Harlan. Next one I'd like to invite over Larry Nagorski, please.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Bob for nominating me. I'd say Bob and Harlan are a couple of the best drivers there are around. Both are. I'd like to thank my wife, Beverly. She put up with a lot. And daughter and son-in-law and granddaughters are here. And Larry Nagorski sitting there at the end of the table. So you're all in trouble with two of us here. I'd like to also thank my Uncle Bud, who put a lot of time in pit crewing for me. I'd like to thank everybody for voting for me. I guess that's it.
Thank you, Larry. Next one I'd like to invite over would be Kenny Robinson.
I'm going to talk for my dad. He's a man of few words now. That wasn't always the case when we were driving. So if I had $1 for every time I heard, "Why don't you weld that for me?" Oh well, it was good times. We had a lot of good memories running together. A lot of people don't get to run with their dad. I did it for a lot of years. I had two other brothers that ran with us. All the time we spent going and getting cars, I mean, that's memories you just can't take away. He was a great driver. I was always glad he was on my side, because I guarantee you, if you get in his Imperial, he'd light you up. So I know I'm real proud of you, Dad, so congratulations.
The next person I'd like to invite up for the Pride of Brainerd, Ed Sabata.
Well, I'd like to thank Dave for nominating me, all the people that voted for me, my girlfriend, family, and God, the pit crew that I had and the hours we put in. Oh my God. You know, 20 years or more derbying, that's a lot of work. But, you know, the people that you meet, every derby you go to, it's quite a deal. I remember going to the indoor derby in Omaha, and you know, there were guys there from Arkansas that derbied. They wore no shoes. They, you know, had a school bus cut in half with the car on it. It was interesting. You met a lot of neat people. Geez, I sure enjoyed derbying with everybody. Can't say that I'm quite done yet, but got a few more irons in the fire nowadays. But just like to thank everybody. It's been a good ride. Thanks.
Bruce wasn't here last year, so he's going to accept his trophy tonight.
I'll go sit down. I'll be quiet.
All right, like I said, if we can have the guys, we'll join them behind for a group picture real quick. But let's give them another hand.